Face it, there's only two reasons that you didn't achieve your goal. This applies to salespeople, it applies to business owners. I don't care if it's a sales target, revenue target, if it's hiring the sales manager to replace you, or a general manager. In this video, I'm going to break down these two things and help you use them to diagnose what you need to grow your business. My name is Adam. Thanks for tuning in. And everything I do here on my channel is designed to help you and your team absolutely dominate in today's unpredictable and fast-changing times. And I'm joined today by Maddie, that dog, and Luna, wherever she is. Luna! Anyway, she'll pop up sometime. And if my face looks weird, it's because it's freezing cold and it's not moving right.
Roofing sales is personal development in disguise, and the reward for growth is life-changing. I hope my content helps you create a richer life and bank account.
So let's get into the first reason of the two, and I want you to stick around through this video so you understand both because they work together. First reason that you didn't achieve your goal is because you didn't have the right information. And I want you to take a step back from roofing for a minute and just think about this through the lens of being a mechanic. If something's wrong on your car and you don't know what's going on, what do? You bring it to a mechanic. And this is for all my non-wrenching folks, and sadly I fit into that camp. I'm bringing this up because just the other day I went and got in my car and there was a suspension fault. So I got in touch with the folks, got my vehicle picked up, brought to the dealership, and thought it was a warranty thing. Turns out, because this vehicle sits outside, the wire was chewed through by a rodent. So it was triggering a suspension fault. But I didn't have the information that I needed in order to diagnose this thing. So I had to rely on an expert, someone who does, and then I had to pay them to do it. So that's an example of not having the right information. So how this applies to you is when it comes to hitting, let's say, sales targets, for example, or figuring out your marketing to get leads, many people throw good money after bad. They spend a bunch of time knocking on doors they shouldn't, chasing deals they shouldn't, and pouring money into marketing vessels that they shouldn't. So if you're someone who's been taken by a marketing agency, I'm sure this will likely ring true for you. And with the right information, we can make a very quick course correction. So had I known that, what's funny, so it's an Audi, and they take a video and show you this stuff. They send a little text like, here's the diagnostics. And I looked at them like, you've got to be kidding me. Literally, the wire is in plain view. If you pop the hood, it's sitting right there. And I never even looked. But had I had that information, I could have seen the wire that was chewed through and fixed it myself. It would have taken 2 seconds instead of bringing the vehicle to the dealership. Now, the second reason that you haven't achieved your goals is because of your execution. So it's the information you have and then your execution. Now, I bring this up to help you figure out which one it is that you need. Your execution only you can control. Of course, being surrounded by other people who might be able to challenge you, hold you accountable, and answer the questions, which goes back to the information piece. And those are really the two, information and execution. I know a lot of salespeople who have really big, grandiose goals, and they say, hey, I'm going to achieve my first 6 figures, or there's the dog, or first multi-6 figures, or whatever it is. But their execution is poor, or they make excuses on why they don't want to go knock doors, or they say that the lead was bad and it's not their fault, or they don't put in the extra time and hustle that it takes, or they start winging it. And I know a lot of salespeople do this. They feel like they're good with people and they can communicate well and they can make friends with anybody. And they do just that. They make a lot of friends and make not a lot of sales. And that goes down to execution. So if you don't know how to run a sales appointment, for example, if you're not equipped with the information to overcome the common objections that occur in the house, such as, I have to think about it, I got to talk to my wife, your estimate's too high, I can't afford it, etc., you're going to leave. So your execution up to that point could be great, but without the right information to execute on, you fail. So what do we take this information? How do we use this to finally achieve our goals? And again, whatever that goal might be. I know owners and salespeople often have different goals. Some are aligned on revenue, but owners are often looking more for operational goals to hire new people, the key roles, general manager, sales manager, operations manager, and for the growing companies, often just the first office admin. And for the sales folks, it's usually a revenue target so you can hit a certain income. So what I want you to do is think about this. Ask yourself, why is it that I did not achieve my goal? Was it information or was it execution? And Maybe it was both, because there's one little nuance that I want to share here, and that is you can execute really well on bad information. I've watched it happen. I've done it myself, where I was told that a certain marketing tactic would be great, and I executed really well, but it was on bad information, and the strategy just wasn't the right fit. I've also heard and seen bad sales advice, for example. And I in my years over, gosh, how many years? I'm going on 14 years of doing this. 14 or 15? I think 14. I've been doing this since 2011, so about 14 years now. I have taken bad sales training or sales information and have executed really well on that bad information. In fact, just inside RSRA, someone was sharing about another sales training philosophy that's not roofing specific. They said, hey, I really like this. I said, hey, I in fact had worked very closely with someone who'd gone through this training. And it's training that's well known. I don't want to say name just because I don't want to throw shade. By the way, I actually think the training is fantastic. But the person who was executing on it, they did a really bad job executing, and they were using the right information but plugged in to the wrong times. So I'll give you an example. There's a time and a place to challenge homeowners. If they're not seeing things clearly, you need to mirror to them what it is they need to see. Like the folks that want to put off getting their roof replaced, those are the people that need to be challenged, because instead of being like, oh, shifting into nice guy mode and saying, hey, thanks so much for calling me. I'm going to help you out. Doesn't matter. I'm here for the long run. Call me anytime. Instead, you need to challenge them and say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I totally understand. You don't want to buy a new roof before you need to. And it sounds like you're hesitant to pull the trigger because you don't want to incur these expenses right now. And they're like, yeah. Say, hey, well, here's the scoop. Here's this rate increase notice, which I know a lot of folks got one recently. And to say, hey, up until COVID, leading up to that, there used to be one rate increase per year, and it was usually 4 to 6%. And ever since that time of 2020, we ended up seeing rate increases about every quarter. And they've been in the sum of like 4 to 12%, 4% on the low side, 12% on the high side. And they haven't let up. So although I totally respect the decision for you to wait, when your concern is spending money, your concern actually gets worse, because if you come back in a year and I reprice this could be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more. And at today's rates, the price of roofing, your price, will likely double or near double, assuming, from 2020 until now. So if you wait 5 years, you could be spending twice as much and paying whatever interest rates are available at that time. So that's a time and a place to challenge homeowners. So if you didn't have that information, or if you executed by challenging a homeowner in the wrong way, it's why you don't achieve your goals. So again, information you have, people you know, your execution, and then sometimes the combination of executing on bad information. So one of the things that I like to do is help connect great people that can solve both problems, because I don't have all of the answers. In fact, I was running a sales training for RSRA, and there was a woman, her name was Kristen. She's been doing this for 6 weeks. I was doing this for about 14 years. And she brings up this brilliant idea to overcome a very common objection when a homeowner says something like, I just want to wait and see what my insurance company says. And she says to me, she goes, Adam, I got a great way to overcome that. And I was like, I'd love to hear it. And she says, I turn to the homeowner and say, would you trust the person who owes you money to tell you how much they owe you? And I was like, that's brilliant. She's been doing this for 6 weeks. I've been doing this for 14 years. I learned something new from her. So oftentimes the information that we gather are from other people with diverse perspectives, and with the right community, which I hope you have at your company, and you're able to surround yourself with others that are not like-minded, because like-minded is a cult and an echo chamber, but value aligned, to help challenge you. Because when you put both of those together, you become an unstoppable force. That's exactly what we do inside the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance. So what I hope this video helps you do is pinpoint why you haven't achieved your goals and get you to diagnose what's going on, and then put the two together. Get the information and the execution dialed. Because, hey, this is your year to go bigger than you've ever gone before. And I'll be rooting for you. Thanks for joining me in this video. I got another one lined up. Ciao.